What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. Irish, real no stand up, man. It's your boy J Tuck. You're now tuned to the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new, do your boy a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. Yeah, right there. Right there. And be sure to turn that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content. Also, go to cowboysfansonly.com to get your official CFO merch and use the code tag CFO Game to get 10% off. All right, so y'all see me, I'm Nolled up, man. I got my Noll jersey on. Rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. So I was getting in a good spirit this morning, y'all. I was in a real good mood this morning. I was getting ready to throw down on the grill. I had my music going. I was ready to go for tonight's game versus Notre Dame. And then my bro, SoFlo Cowboys, Jonathan, hit me up on a text. And he was like, yo, Zack Martin's not playing Thursday. And I was like, whatever. I saw the text. I was like, whatever. And he hit me again. He was like, bro, I'm so pissed. And I was like, what do you mean? So I stopped. I picked up my phone. And I realized that our right guard, our all-pro right guard, our future Hall of Fame right guard is out versus Tampa, man. And to be honest with y'all, it hurt. I am still hurt, and I was extremely pissed off once I started to do the research. Now, before we dive into this show, I want to headline with this, all right? COVID is extremely serious. Trust me, if anyone knows, I know. If you follow my channel pretty much since last year when we started, I actually got it twice. Not once, but twice. And so I know the severity of this disease that we are still battling with in this pandemic. So, first and foremost, for any player or any person who's still battling COVID, get well, because it's not something that's easy to deal with. If you follow me closely, I like to run, I like to exercise, I like to do a lot. I was to the point, y'all, where I couldn't even walk my dog. I had to sit down on the corner because I could not breathe, right? So I don't want anyone to think I'm not taking this pandemic or this situation serious, okay? But when I was voicing my concern today on Twitter, when I found out the news that Zack Martin was going to be out, it wasn't about COVID. It was about the NFL protocols due to COVID, right? And the reason why I was saying that, speaking so vocally about it, is because, look, y'all, according to the reports, Zack Martin is vaccinated. So Zack Martin is technically being punished for doing the right things, getting the vaccine. Yes, y'all, yes, you can still contract the virus even if you do have the vaccine. We know that. We know that. No one ever said you couldn't get it. But as far as self-exposure and self-health, you'll be a lot better off if you're vaccinated. So Zack Martin, who's done all the right things, he is going to have to miss his first game of the season that he's worked so hard for. And even, let's say, for instance, if Zack Martin was to come out, let's say Tuesday, right, and he tests negative, he still cannot play because he has to have 2 positive tests. And I just feel like, y'all, once you really start to dig into this, to what's really going on, especially what's been happening with our team as of late, because I saw something to my guy, William Coulter, he just posted this. There could be some more looming players that could be impacted for Tampa due to COVID protocols. We just had Connor Williams. We just had CD coming off of protocols. We had some other players come off of protocols. We had Dan Quinn, who had to miss out, coaching the whole preseason game due to COVID protocols. This changes a lot, y'all. And to be honest with you, I don't know from a fan standpoint, how do we fix it? There's no way. There's no way. I know a lot of people were saying that, we could go into, lockdown mode where all the players might stay in the hotel and not stay with their family. That's not realistic. We are going to Florida in less than 4 days. And we all know how Florida is when it comes to COVID. Their numbers are outstanding right now. So you really can't run from it. You can't hide from it. All you can do is kind of put yourself in the best situations. But now we're looking at it. Let's say, for instance, we have the team. We go to play in Tampa. Everything's good, right? Then we come back from Tampa and 6 to 7 players test positive with COVID. What does that do to our practice schedule? And what does that do preparing for week 2 versus the Chargers? So every week, y'all, and I don't know how I kind of missed this, and maybe I kind of overlooked it because we really didn't go through this heavily last year. But every week, if this remains the protocols, a lot of people, it could be a crapshoot. vaccinated or unvaccinated. And it puts us in a very bad situation. Losing Zack Martin with everything that we spoke about on this channel and other channels, losing Zack Martin due to this, I didn't see it coming, and it puts the Dallas Cowboys in a very bad spot, y'all. It puts us in a very bad spot, especially playing against Tampa Bay. Now, I also want to say this. I am in by no means scared of the Tampa Bay Bucs. But you have to respect your opponent, y'all. We can't just blindly say, you know what, F Tampa, we're going to beat the brakes off of them. It doesn't work that way. Football, that's false confidence. You ever seen people with false confidence? If you watch Twitter, you see a lot of people with false confidence going to these fights in the stadium stances, whether it's baseball games, football games. They have drunken courage and false confidence that I can win this fight. And what happens? They're getting their teeth knocked out, right? So you have to be sensible. And like I always tell people on this channel, I have the duty to you guys as the viewer and the supporters to keep it 100. Y'all don't want me to come out and lie. I've seen some people actually tweeting like, oh, it's just Zack Martin. How do you even put that in the same sentence? Like, how do you even say it's just Zack Martin? That doesn't make sense to me. Zack Martin is a very critical piece of this offensive line, and we desperately need him out there. I mean, especially we're starting to hear more conversations, though he did practice today. Lyle in this neck. What happens if Lyle can't give it a go on Thursday? We are definitely in a different situation. Not saying we can't win, right? I mean, because, you know, everything happens once you line up on the field. Things can happen, but we want to go in at full capacity, and you're taking one of our biggest weapons away from us. And Zack Martin, y'all, like, it just is what it is. It's like, if you're going to fight Mike Tyson, and I said this on, on another show, right? If you're going to fight Mike Tyson, you know that Mike Tyson has knockout punching power that is historically one of the best you ever seen, right? So what do people try to do when they fight Mike Tyson? They want to jab. They want to keep their reach. They want to go to distance. They want to wear him down, right? But now we are about to fight Mike Tyson with one hand tied behind our back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we have to be more strategic, which we're going to talk about. How can we still beat him? Because I believe it's still possible. But man, with Zack Martin out, it changes a lot. I know my guy Nick's in West Coast the other night, they had a whole conversation about run the damn ball versus air it out and all. With Zack Martin out, it changes a lot. It changes a lot. It changes a lot. It changes a lot, man. And like we're saying, there might be some other players who could possibly be out due to COVID as well, because it's probably not going to be one. There's no way that Zack Martin is the only Cowboys player who got it. He was in the locker room. He was in the meeting room. He was at practice. And so you never really know who might have been impacted. And it's not just me. I see my guy Philly Notion in the building. What's up, bro? It is what it is. But this could happen across the NFL, where every week is going to be a crapshoot due to these protocols. I know some people were saying, if we had played Sunday, there's a chance that Zack Martin can play. Well, we don't. We play a lot of primetime games, and our schedule is kind of off kilter because, we're America's team, right? And so, I mean, man, this changes a lot. And so I just hope we have no other players that could be out. Because like I said, think about it last week. If we would have been playing last week, y'all, we would have been playing without CeeDee Lamb, without Connor Williams. Like, those are two critical pieces of our offense. So we had no left guard, though we could plug in Connor McGovern. Now, I see my guy Carlos has commented. Time for Connor McGovern to step up. Now, I believe that Connor McGovern can step up, and I think that he's a solid piece as far as depth is concerned. But what we lose in Zack Martin, y'all, is the cerebral aspect, because we got to think, Tyler Biadasz hasn't played too many games, and he's going to be our starting center. Now, I believe in Tyler Biadasz, and I know a lot of people do as well. But if you come to think about it, he hasn't played too many NFL games. And so being able to have that all-pro next to you to say, okay, this is who you got, this is the checkdowns to kind of help you out, it changes a lot. And also Lyle Collins, because here's what I want to say about Lyle Collins. Though Lyle Collins is a great talent at right tackle, that was in 2019, y'all. That was almost 2 years ago where we seen that Lyle Collins. So you have Lyle Collins coming in off the neck injury, he come out off the hip surgery. And let's be quite honest, for some of those preseason games and some from the reps we seen at camp, Lyle Collins hasn't looked the greatest, right? But we need Lyle Collins right now to really play. If Lyle Collins goes down, and I know a lot of people might criticize me for this, if we come out and find out, let's say Tuesday or Wednesday, Lyle is not going to be a go, and you have Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Connor McGovern, and Terrence Steele, you cannot just drop back and allow Dak to get tackled and stacked 4 to 5 times off of Terrence Steele's bad play. Because for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys and this staff, they like Terrence Steele, but if he's out there, you have to change the game plan to protect Dak Prescott, because I do not trust Terrence Steele. I'm sure he's a great kid, a great guy, but we all saw last year the situations that he put us in. You saw Andy Dalton almost get his head knocked off. I'm not doing that with Dak Prescott. I am not doing that. So if Terrence Steele's going to be out there, if Lyle can't go, we need to really, really change the game plan and not leave Dak Prescott exposed. Period. Because you're throwing him into a bad situation. Because go back to the Super Bowl last year. What did the Tampa Bay Bucs really feast off of? What did they really feast off of off of last year in the Super Bowl? The Chiefs' offensive line, their front five, was limited, right? Due to injuries, due to everything going on. So the Tampa Bay Bucs was able to only rush their front four, which they have an outstanding front four, and let their linebackers kind of drop back in coverage, play 2 high safeties, and take away everything over the top, right? And so if they're able to do that and still get pressure on Dak Prescott with just rushing 4, it's going to be a long night, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just the facts and how things work. If they're able to get pressure with their front 4 and not have to blitz and get creative, it changes a lot. And now having Connor McGovern and Tyler Biadasz and Connor Williams out there, they might be in that capacity where they can do that. Now, I know there has been some reports where I think Ndamukong Suh may be out because, you know, they have COVID protocols as well. And also you're hearing about, but I think the Tampa Bay Bucs, they're 100% vaccinated, right? But still, even if you take Ndamukong Suh out of the picture, they still have an outstanding pass rush, and their front 4 is tops amongst the NFL. And so when it comes down to how we're going to win this game, which we'll talk about, Kellen Moore, I know we went back and we pulled you back from Boise to come and be the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. You have to go win this game. You have to open your playbook, get creative, and put the weapons that we have, whether it's the wide receivers, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, in a position where they can win. This is going to be on Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy putting together a great game plan offensively, because having Zack Martin, I'm sorry, y'all, it's not just a right guard. This is one of the anchors of our offensive line, and with him being out, you have to be creative, and you cannot just hang Dak Prescott out there to dry, especially if Lyle could possibly be out as well, man. So it changes a lot. It changes a lot. Now, I'll say this. I'm not going to say there's 0 chance we win this game, because like I said, whenever you line up, it's man on man, and whatever happens, man. But we are on an uphill battle, and Dallas Cowboys fans, it's okay to admit that. And I posted a tweet February 10th. Check the date. February 10th, I said it. I said, I wish that Tampa Bay would play that cover 2 double high safety when I have my offensive line and my quarterback back. It's going to be a long night. This is way back in February. So I'm not scared of Tampa. But I damn sure respect Tampa. And you have to. There's a difference between being afraid and respecting your opponent. Now, there's sometimes when you give them too much respect and it comes off as being afraid. We've seen that when people used to fight Mike Tyson all the time. You can tell they shook, they scared. But when it comes to playing Tampa, y'all, I'm not afraid of them. But damn it, we have a lot of question marks going into this game Thursday. And so we have to be optimistic to find out how can we win this game. And Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy have to put together a game plan where they can execute properly and really hide the limitations of not having Zack Martin out there possible, and kind of a limited Lyle Collins. Because the next thing is a neck, bro. You never know when you finally get out there what can happen throughout the game. So we definitely have to keep an eye on that. Now, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Let me give y'all a holler, man. Like I said, man, I had to cool down, y'all. I was going to go live this morning, man. I had this whole show about Silence the Cannons and how we were about to beat Tampa and how we were going to execute. And when my guy SoFlo sent me this news, bro, I feel like I wanted to throw up. Like, I really wanted to throw up because I guess me being oblivious to the situation, I didn't think that this was going to be a possibility that we were actually have players starting to miss games due to this COVID protocols. We had to go in preseason. That was preseason. But actual games being missed, you just never know. Like, it's going to be a crapshoot, a Russian roulette, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated, who's going to play on Sunday. And we still got a few more days to get there. You don't know. Shouts out to my guy Alejandro in the building. What's going on, bro? My guy Rome, Cowboys fan talk. What's going on? What's up, Matt? Let's see here. Got my guy Aaron. We are okay. This is okay. We'll be fine, right? Yeah, we'll be good. Tears. We gotta breathe, man. Remember, breathe inside our box, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a challenge. What's up, my guy Special K? What's in the building? My guy William, Joe from Italy. What's going on, bro? Let's see here. Got my guy Jose in the building. James in the building. Carlos in the building. Ryan's in the building. Everybody's in the building. Carlos, Leash in the building. Let's see here. Who else? Make sure I miss nobody, man. My guy West Coast is in the building. What's up, bro? Chima, my guy from Mexico's in the building, man. So we're all in here, y'all. So I'm probably turning the phone lines here in a second, man, to let y'all all chime in. So, so here we go. Here we go. How do we still get out of Tampa Bay with the win? Now, before the Zack Martin injury, I was saying this, right? And then, like I said, this was the conversation on Saturday night, about run the damn ball, air it out, be in balance or whatnot. The things that we have to do, first and foremost, we have to let Dak get into a rhythm. How do you let Dak Prescott get into a rhythm? Short throws, quick throws, like we have to let him kind of get into the rhythm of the offense and get things moving, right? That's where I'm at with it. Get him moving the pocket a little bit. Now, here's the hard part about it. Depending on the situation with the offensive line, you might not want to see too much out of Dak because you don't want to leave him exposed. I would like to see, some rollouts from Dak, quick strikes to the wide receivers. Keep the chains moving, man. Keep the chains moving. Let Dak get into a rhythm early because I feel like if you allow that, it's going to open up Todd Bowles and his defense to maybe say, okay, maybe we have to slightly adjust. The second thing is Ezekiel Elliott. We got to get Ezekiel Elliott involved, and not just in a traditional run game, just inside inside runs. I want Ezekiel Elliott involved early at inside, outside runs, screens, dump passes in the passing games. I want Ezekiel Elliott to be heavily involved in Thursday night's game because he is probably the one player as of right now can really just put the offense on his back and be like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? And I trust Ezekiel Elliott can get it done because when you go back and watch film, because the film I watched on Tampa was when they played against the Vikings last year, right? And Dalvin Cook, he's one of those guys. Now, granted, the Vikings still got dog walked, right? But they still put up running yards on the Tampa Bay Bucs. You cannot really run into the teeth of the Tampa Bay defense, but if you can get some outside movement going on with Ezekiel Elliott, I feel like with the new lean Zeke, what I've seen thus far, I feel like he can make things happen on the outside. So I want Zeke to get tons of touches. Also, someone mentioned it earlier, Tony Pollard. I want to see Tony Pollard involved. It shouldn't be Zeke gets 25, 30 touches and Tony Pollard gets 5, right? No. Like, work them both. And I kept saying this when I watched our video, or I dropped the video, I think about last year with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard needs to be our Tyreek Hill. Now, I'm not saying that Tony Pollard is Tyreek Hill, but he needs to be our Tyreek Hill, meaning he needs to just get the ball in space and just let him create. So whether you want to line him up as a wide receiver, whether you want to do, a jet sweep split with him, line him up in the backfield, like just get the ball in Tony Pollard's hands and get him in space and let him create. And I feel like he can create a lot of mismatches amongst this Tampa Bay Bucs defense. Because where's the weak points of the defense? It's the corners. It's the corners, right? And so if we're able to make those corners really come down and have to play us, because our wide receiver core, as of right now, knock on wood, is still intact, right? We have to make these corners really come out and match up with us with quick throws and get our wide receivers, but also Tony Pollard in space. Now, defensively, the same thing that I said about the Bucs, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys need to do as well. right? What we need to do is be able to get pressure with our front three or front four. If we're going to be 3-4 or 4-3, I think we're going to be primarily 4-3, but be able to get pressure with our front four. Now, I feel like Randy Gregory, he's had outstanding camp, outstanding preseason. He should be able to get pressure. I like where we can get interior pressure with Osa. I think it's going to be a mixture of Watkins and also Urban in the inside and maybe some Bohanna, but also DeMarcus Lawrence coming back. Because the reason why I say this, y'all, you guys have all been banging on the table for the most part that Jalen Smith and LVE are kind of on the outskirts, and Micah Parsons and Keanu Neal should be our guys. Okay, so I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with it that Micah Parsons and Keanu Neal are going to be our core linebackers. Now, here's what I want to say and where my concern about that is. Keanu Neal was a safety. Now he's converted to linebacker, so it's going to be his first NFL regular season game at the linebacker position, and the same with Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons, if anyone should know this, it should be him because he plays the game of chess. This is going to be an ultimate chess match between him and Tom Brady. And he's going against the chess master, right? And so here's some of the keys that a quarterback like Tom Brady will pick up on that a rookie like Micah Parsons, who's emotional, he's charged up, ready to make things happen, might do. If he sees you leaning forward and your heels out the dirt, he might know that you're coming forward. That's going to be a blitz. He's going to audible out of that and send someone right behind you, right? And so it's going to be extremely important that Micah Parsons, also Keanu Neal, they are able to play this chess match with Tom Brady. With Tom Brady, man. So, that's going to be my key. Now, I think that what's really going to have an impact is we have a huge question mark because us as Cowboys fans, we don't know what the hell we're going to do. Are we going to be 4-3 or 3-4, right? So it's still that question mark, right? And the great thing is kind of working to our advantage. There's not a lot of film on this new defense. It's not. You can probably go back and watch some of Dan Quinn's old tape, whether it's in Seattle or also what he did in Atlanta. But from the standpoint of what he's actually going to do on game day on Thursday with this new defense, with the new speed that we talked about that's been elevated, they don't know, right? So hopefully that element of surprise can throw Tom Brady through a loop, you know what I'm saying, and keep him guessing, right? But it's Tom Brady. He ain't gonna guess for too damn long before he starts to really pick up on what's going on. So that's my third thing. And what I really think that we have to play the time of possession game, y'all. And I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I feel like if the Cowboys are going to win this game, it's going to have to be the time of possession game. We're going to have to just move the chains, keep things afloat, keep Tom Brady in this offense off the field, get points, score in the red zone, not field goals. I repeat, not field goals. Score actual touchdowns and keep things moving and win the time of possession game. I feel like that's going to be our biggest adversary when it comes to beating Tom Brady and the Bucs on Thursday night. And then my last thing, y'all, I'll say this before I turn the front lines. It's Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz, right? Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz, I feel like they are going to be critical for this game because if we can run two tight end sets, pretty much have those two guys out there. Now, here's what I'm saying. Going into last year, we don't run a whole lot of two tight end sets. I think we were like 22% overall from the season last year. But I feel like if you're able to have Schultz out there and also Jarwin on the field, the two tight end sets, what they can also help with is in the blocking scheme as well. They can come down and chip a little bit, with those defensive ends. So if it is Terrence Steele or whether it is Lyle Collins, but we're going with Lyle, right? They can come down and chip. They can be effective not only in the run game, but also in the pass game as well. They give us a new avenue, right? With Schultz and also Blake Jarwin. Because you have to respect them both. You can't sleep on it, like, they're just blocking tight ends. And no, you definitely have to pay both of those two attention because they can make plays up the seams, especially in a cover two defense. They can go up the seams, make plays, and keep things moving. So I feel like fantasy football guys, Dalton Schultz or Blake Jarwin, I feel like they're going to have a big game on Thursday night, and Dak Prescott is going to lean on them heavily out the gate, man. So, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's really going to come down to the game planning of Kellen Moore and also Mike McCarthy. Like, but you can't go into a situation where, you're leaning your quarterback out to dry, especially in this situation where things are kind of going right now, man. Because like I said, having Zack Martin out, it's a huge blow. It's a huge blow, y'all. And I just didn't see it coming. But I feel like the Cowboys can still win this game, but it can't be, just talent for talent, mano y mano. I feel like we can't play that game with Tampa. Not this time around. And originally, that was my thoughts, right? Light them up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go hand-to-hand with them, and whatever happens, let the body hit the floor. We can't play mano y mano right now with Tampa, just go talent for talent, because I feel like in a lot of situations, we outweigh Tampa as far as the talent is considered, right? But as of right now, we have to be more cerebral about our approach, how we're going to really attack this team, and I think that we have a few days to get the game planning right. But Zack Martin now is a huge blow, man. Let me go into the chat, man, and see what's going on here. Actually, let me turn on the phone lines here as well. Let me holler. Let me see here. Let y'all call in, man. See how y'all feeling, man. But like I said, bro, a huge blow to see, my guy Zack Martin out, man. It changes a lot. But like I said, bro, don't y'all ever fix y'all lips to say it's just Zack Martin. Like, bro, it doesn't even make sense. Like, how can you even say that? It's just Zack Martin, man. Y'all crazy sometimes, especially on Twitter, man. All right, so boom, we're gonna turn on the phone line. So feel free to chime in, holler at your boy. Let's see here. All right, so let's get these questions popping, man. So my guy Rome Cowboys Fan Talk says, my only question is, if the players go in thinking this is going to be a long night, we might as well not show up. You feel me? Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, it's not, with it, like, it's going to be a long night. Like, bro, we're not going to make it. Like, I feel like it's going to be more like fight or flight. Like, all right, like, the Cowboys have their back to the wall. So let's make no mistake about it. They know what they're up against. Dak knows it. Dak knows that he ain't practicing over a damn month and a half, and everyone's counting him out. Zeke knows everyone is counting him out from last year. And the defense knows how bad they were last year, and everyone thinks they can just come in and run. So I kind of like that sentiment where the Cowboys are feeling as a huge underdog, because I feel like they work better in that situation versus when they're the favorites and everyone's loving them and they got us, picked to win. Like, no, I like that everyone is counting the Cowboys out right now. I just hope that translates on game day and they really feel that, like, oh, the whole world is against us. Let's really rally and let's ride, and we'll see what happens. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to come in and be like, man, there's no chance. Nah, that's not in their DNA. But I feel like they have to know that they're the underdogs right now, and nobody's giving them a chance. They're a 7.5 underdog on opening night. 7.5. That's crazy. All right, let's see. We got a caller, man. Let's see here. Let's get this calls pop in. Hey, caller, what's up? It's Tuck, man. State your name and where you from.
My name is Malcolm. I'm from Coral, Texas, but originally from Dallas. What up, CFO gang?
What's up, bro?
I just want to call in and say I appreciate your contact and everything you do. I understand about the Twitter. Everybody is freaking out. I understand that's a Hall of Fame guard and we're losing a key piece of our offensive line. But Mike McCarthy have dealt with this when he won the Super Bowl. I know that's been 10, 12 years, but I feel confident that he'll find a way, put in the right piece in McGovern, come in and do his thing. I just want to ask you, how confident are we in this defense? I'm confident, but I feel like everybody is sleeping on Dan Quinn and what he can bring, and then just bringing in something new and different, like he's been saying in his press conference, and just saying he's going to tweak a little thing. So I just want to get your opinion about this defense. Yeah, we young on the backside, but I really do think that this linebacker is going to be something to deal with. Keanu O'Neal, he played linebacker, but Dan Quinn said in one of the press conference, I tricked him in playing in the box as a linebacker, but he's a safety. So I just want to get your opinion on that. Yeah,
good question, man. Like I said, appreciate the support and for you calling in, man. So yeah, I am very optimistic on this defense. Now, I feel like here's the thing when it comes to the defense. it's going to be a slow play. I feel like we really won't see this defense really turn its corner until maybe a few weeks down the road, probably week 5, week 6-ish. But I feel like just going into to Tampa, right, I feel a lot better about where we stand currently today than where we did if this was last year. And I think the youth, and I said this when we drafted Micah Parsons, he is going to be a spark plug. And when I say a spark plug, think back to 2016. You had Ezekiel Elliott. You had this young kid who was vibrant. He was energetic, and he was extremely talented and didn't know any better. I feel like Micah Parsons is going to be that defensively. I just know that the one thing I worry about Micah Parsons is not just for, the season. It's really just for this game because it's going to be a Super Bowl-like atmosphere, man. It's going to be fireworks and everything. So I don't want him to get too emotional and too charged up. I want him to kind of live in the moment. But once he really figures it out and really starts to settle in, I think it's all up for Micah Parsons, and he's going to be able to wreak havoc. And we really didn't have that last year. The only player that we can only depend on and lean on to kind of be that guy was DeMarcus Lawrence for the most part last year. So you have DeMarcus Lawrence. You add in Randy Gregory. I like what I've seen thus far from Osa, being able to get pressure up front. And then you also still, a lot of people are out on them, but you still have to add in the fact of Jalen Smith and also LVE. And so it's going to be really up to Dan Quinn to utilize these weapons and make it, where it's going to be kind of a chess match with Tom Brady and the defense. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Now, my one question mark is, I really thought these corners were going to turn the corner, whether it was Boss Man, even though now he's on IR. I don't think that Nashawn Wright is going to get much reps out there on Thursday night, though he's going to be in some packages. And so we're going out there with the kind of guys we had last year in Diggs, Anthony Brown, and Jordan Lewis, and maybe Kennedy to be the other slot guy. And so it's going to be interesting as far as the corners work out versus their wide receivers. But I feel like this defense, by the end, when we look at it, they'll be top 15, and I feel like that's the measuring stick for this defense, man.
Now, going in with Mike McCarthy, I honestly love Mike McCarthy. Everybody is not too much sold on him, but you have to understand, he's coming in, and he don't want to show all his hands, and we're so used to Garrett
right.
Just being in that Garrett era. But Mike McCarthy is a good coach, and I think he can be a pillar for this team this year, going in with a full off season. So I just feel like everybody just, I don't want to say relax, but just understand this is the first game. We just gotta see what we can do. Just don't be too high, don't be too low. Right. Just have an even kill. Yeah, and just believe in this team to where, hey man, this team has had a full off season, and so that's key. That's key, man. That's key. I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the time.
I appreciate you, man. Go Cowboys, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. All right, caller, state your name and where you're from.
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Ma P.
What's going on,
Columbia, South Carolina, man.
What's going on,
yeah,
bro?
Coach Ma, man. Man, listen, man. This game was a little concerning to me early on when they scheduled this game, but I really like the challenge of this game. I like starting off with our young team with a game like this. I know we got some problems on the offensive line we're at now, but some things upset me today. As soon as we had the Zack Martin to go down, it seemed like people just started panicking. I even saw a question was that they said we're asking, should we play Dak?
I mean,
I'm like, really? Come on now, let's listen.
Yeah.
Listen, if this is not fantasy football, you're not going to have all first round draft picks,
right?
And guys that are on the 53-man roster, if they're on your 53-man roster, they should be able to play a game.
Right.
And if they can't play a game, and you really don't need to have those guys on this roster.
Facts.
And if you have a guard like McGovern, which I'm not saying McGovern, he has not been as impressive to me as he should. But if you've been on this team for three going into your, I think, third or maybe fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not ready to play and protect the quarterback, then why are you on this roster?
Exactly.
That's and we have to be able to win games and do things with not having our full unit of players.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people see a lot of comments, or I talk to a lot of people and they say, man, you must be a New England fan. But no, I talk about New England because they have dominated football for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people don't understand this, and I know you might be aware of this. The last year Tom Brady played with the New England Patriots,
mm-hmm.
they lost just about their whole offensive line during the year in injuries and all of their tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have a receiver core.
Right.
But they found ways to win games. They found a way to win 12 games
mm-hmm.
and almost 13 games, and then they lost a tough game in the playoffs against the Titans.
Right.
And they beat our Cowboys when our Cowboys were totally healthy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So you have to find ways to win football games. I don't want this team to. I really don't want this team to think that last year for being 6-10
mm-hmm.
was just because of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
If you win this, if Dak plays the way we played as a football team,
mm-hmm.
if Dak doesn't get hurt, we may win. We might be 9-7. We may be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
In the worst division in football. Yes, give ourselves the two-hand clap.
Right.
But if we're looking to be a team that's going to contend for a Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
a team that's going to be a true Super Bowl contender,
mm-hmm.
we have to understand that this coaching staff has to be able to adjust,
mm-hmm.
to be able to do what their backups do well, mm-hmm. to help their backups out,
mm-hmm.
and to find ways to win games offensively, defensively, and special team wise.
Mm-hmm.
And if we could do that, we can be successful. We don't have to have every one of our players ready and available because this is football, and
right.
football there is injuries. And Tom Brady, I'm gonna say this last thing. Tom Brady had gave a thing about he had a COVID-19 right after the Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
but he said something that was very interesting about this year. And I think all football fans need to understand this. This season is going to be harder for teams to get through than last season with COVID-19
mm-hmm.
because now things have been open.
Mm-hmm.
You got people, so you're going to have more players that's going to have to sit out games because of the COVID-19.
Yeah, that's a great
point. Because even if they're vaccinated or not vaccinated, they're going to catch it. And when they test positive, they're going to sit out. So this year is going to be more of a challenge.
Right.
Because everything has been opened up.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful that this year you're going to have to find ways to win football games.
Yeah.
Man, I enjoy your show, man. Keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yep, next man up. And so that's what we're going to have to get through. And I'll say here's the thing where Cowboys fans should be excited about, because even as bad as things were last year, Mike McCarthy and the staff did find ways to win games. Like, we were in a lot of these games. Now, take out the Washington game or whatnot, but like, if this was Jason Garrett last year, I feel like we'd have been drafting probably top 3 or top 4. But like, Mike McCarthy was still finding ways to keep us relevant all the way up until the last game of the season, pretty much. And so we were still being competitive. And so if you give me Dak Prescott back and you tell me, all right, Dak Prescott's 100% ready to go, you give me Ezekiel Elliott and give me my wide receivers, then there's always going to be a way where we can compete with anybody across the NFL and find a way to win. Now, still doesn't make me feel any better about Zack Martin being out, but still, we're going to have to find ways to get it done. And that's what's really going to come down to coaching and game planning, because even if you take out the Patriots, right? Think about the Chiefs in their Super Bowl year. Mahomes went down, right? They didn't panic. They didn't freak out. They had Matt Moore come in for a few games, keep things afloat, and until he was able to come back. And so, it's a very valid point that you mentioned. Now the situation is going to be different from COVID because people are going to movie theaters, going everywhere, and like, players aren't just going to be quarantined in the house anymore. And so they're going to be a lot more exposed, but they just have to be aware. And maybe this is going to be the warning sign and the warning shot for a lot of these players. Like, hey, man, it can happen to me. I don't want to put my team at risk. So maybe I'm going to do things a little bit different, but it remains to be seen, because this is going to be a very challenging year, and it's really going to come down to who has the best depth and you're only as strong as your last man. So, here we go, Cowboys fans. But we're not going to back down. We're going to go out there and play and let the bodies hit the floor. So, I appreciate you for calling in, my guy, and appreciate all the support. All right. Cool, man. Keep calling in. I'm going to hit some of these questions up in the chat. Like I said, y'all, it's going to be different this year. I guess it's kind of slid under the grid where I didn't see this really happening, having an impact, because I really didn't dive too deep into the COVID protocols. But kind of seeing what's going on, man, it makes a difference, and it's going to change a lot. But having Zack Martin out, Kellen Moore's going to have to earn his money. Mike McCarthy's going to have to earn his money. But we'll see. But, man, we can't even have any more start to count. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get to the game, man. I feel like we've been trying so long just to get to the game healthy. We're sitting our starters in preseason and being pretty cautious with Dak and everything. And once we kind of got through preseason, I was like, all right, we're good. And now COVID said, nah, bro, you're not good. I got something for you. And here this comes. And so, woosah. Special K, man, my only question is, if a player is showing cold symptoms, do they automatically get added to the COVID list, or they have to go through the full process? So I think they have to test, man. And I'm going to dive into the whole COVID protocols. Like I said, it's just too much. And me personally, man, I try to stay away from it because it can really be draining, to be honest with you. But I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, so if you are vaccinated, you have to be out for 5 days and have 2 negative tests within a 24-hour span of each other. So I think that Zack Martin will have to test negative on Tuesday, I believe, and then 24 hours later, which might be Thursday, he would have to test negative again or something like that. But if you're unvaxxed, then the time that you have to be out is a lot different. There can also be penalties and fines, and so I'm not sure the details, man. I'm definitely do some research on it because, like I said, I turn a blind eye to it. But now, since I know it's going to be impactful, man, I definitely got to take into consideration. We got a caller on the line. Let's see here. Hey, caller, state your name and where you're from. Yo, caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is Aisha.
Hey, Aisha, what's going on?
What's up? This is Tuck, right?
Yeah, this is Tuck.
Okay, dope. Because I'm watching you on my TV, but it's not like on the same time.
I appreciate you.
But what's up? This is my first time calling the show.
Uh-huh.
I call Botch Lombardi and all that stuff, but I've never called you before. But
I appreciate it.
I wanted to call in and I wanted to ask you, because I think I know what the weak point on the secondary is, but what, in your opinion, is the weak point in our secondary right now?
Yeah, great question. I feel like it's the outside corner, the second corner, which will be where Anthony Brown's currently playing. And I think that's kind of the unanimous answer for a lot of Cowboys fans because, crazy to say, like, I'm actually confident in the safeties. Like, from a Dallas Cowboys standpoint, it's a lot different being confident in your safety depth. So it's a lot different. But I felt like going into the draft, I felt like we all knew the cornerback 2 position was a desperate need. And though we did draft Kelvin Joseph and we did draft Nahshon Wright, they kind of took a leap earlier on in camp and also preseason, but they really didn't snatch the position where it's like, okay, you have to play this kid. Like Trayvon Diggs last year, it was like he has to be on the field. I feel like with Kelvin Joseph, it's like he played decent, had a decent camp, but you started to see in preseason and also some of those games where he didn't look the greatest, and it really kept Anthony Brown alive. And so we all know Anthony Brown's limitations, but he is going to be that guy that we're going to see out there Thursday, him and Jordan Lewis. And so, that's going to be my huge question mark until someone really emerges.
So what I was calling to talk about was, I think I said it in the chat, but I really think that our off-season acquisitions are going looked over. I really think that Jaron Curtis, Malik Hooker, KG, I think Keanu Neal may be the steal of the free agency, if we're being honest. I just feel like when people are talking about the secondary, and I agree, I have a lot more faith in the safeties than I ever had. I don't know where it came from, but I have faith in our safeties. So how do we mask that with, Anthony Brown being our weak point? I think our safety help is something that I guess we're not talking about, how that can really help Anthony Brown, knowing that he has a dependable safety over the top to help him. Because when we had Xavier Woods, we don't know if he's going to,
exactly.
He doesn't care. So we don't know if he's going to really come help. So I also think that those are things that we haven't talked about much lately either.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I don't think our secondary is amazing by any means, but I do feel a lot more confident going into this year. And then if we're talking about running Tampa 2 cover 3, I think Anthony Brown will be okay in cover 3. I think he plays better in his own type of defense. So I'm just curious to see how other people think we're going to be able to somewhat hide him, because I think Maurice Canady in the slot is legit. Again, he's one of the unsung heroes we're hearing about. And I actually went and looked at film on Maurice. He honestly, seriously just was behind Earl Thomas. And, I mean, if you're behind Earl Thomas, you're not going to get that much,
exactly.
start time. But when I went and looked at him from camps previously when he was with the Ravens and stuff, man, this ain't nothing new to him. He has a nose for the ball. He's going to find the ball. And I feel like he gives us – I like I said in the comments, I like that people are not acknowledging the guys that we picked up in the offseason, because I think that Maurice Canady matches up well against some of those guys in the slot. I like it. So I don't know. I understand they have guys. I'm not happy about the Zack Martin thing and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I just think defensively, I think we do have more to look forward to
than we did last year.
Football's a well-oiled machine. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's talk about Randy Gregory, dude. Like, it doesn't even sound like they're mentioning him on their scouting report. And I love it, because it's going to be one of those situations where you can't double-team Tank anymore. I mean, I think that you could do whatever you wanted to with Robert Quinn, but you know how he was against the run, so he's a little bit of a liability. We don't have that with Randy. And I see him flying off the line. People are going to have to account for him, too. So it's a well-oiled machine. I think that I think our linebacker core makes us incredibly versatile, a lot more than what people are giving us credit for. But, I just really wanted to know how you felt like we're going to be able to mask Anthony Brown being the weak point of the defense, to me as a whole at this point. And as a whole at this point, on that back end, to me, he's the weak point, and I just wanted to know how you guys thought we were going to mask it. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, great question. and I feel like the easiest way to mask it is if our front seven is doing what we think they can do. I feel like adding Micah Parsons, we now have our Devin White, because if you think about it, as good as linebackers we had throughout Dallas Cowboys history, we never quite had just a weapon of mass destruction like we have with Micah Parsons that can do so much. And so if we're able to really apply pressure, that's going to help the corners tremendously, where they don't have to cover for so long. So if you mention like the cover 3 scheme, they're not going to do as much. And now we have a guy in KZ, but also in Malik Hooker, once he kind of gets up to speed, that can go sideline to sideline a lot better than what we had. And so the real question is going to be, when it comes to the safeties, is how is Dan Quinn going to work it? I saw someone just posted that Donovan Wilson is back. So I think that Donovan Wilson's going to be the strong, and then you'll have KZ as the free. But I like what I've seen from Jaron Kearse. And of course, I like what I've seen from Israel. Yeah. And so there's a lot of different ingredients that Dan Quinn can really play with. We just have to sit back and let Dan cook. So exactly.
Yeah. And I just think it's interesting. Like, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Like, I don't feel like our guys are being properly scouted, like, as far as what we can. And like I said in the comments, we don't even know as fans, and we've been following them since the beginning.
Exactly.
Since the draft, since everything. We have no idea. So, Tampa's bringing back all their guys. I respect them. I'm in the same boat as you. I respect what they can do. But we have some guys, too.
Exactly.
And I think this game is going to be a lot more physical than what people give it credit for.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, these guys are coming down in the box. Like, Dan Quinn is known to have his safeties in the box, like his linebackers hitting people hard. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's my biggest. I mean, everyone's concerned about the D-line. I think people are going to find out who Randy Gregory is. If you don't know, you're going to find out. And but I'm more concerned with the secondary on that side, because we've seen him get picked on. Like, we've seen people literally
for so many years.
Tom is that guy. And Tom is that guy.
He'll bully you.
On him. And at that point in time, it was interesting. You just mentioned Nashawn Wright. I think that. I think we might have to see him at some point in time if they're getting big plays, only because he uses the boundary so well.
Yeah.
He uses his boundary. I like him better on the outside, and I don't know, not all the time, but I think throwing him in there sometime is going to be necessary if we see Anthony Brown getting picked on, as he does all the time.
Yeah.
So.
We're gonna have to lean. We're gonna have to lean on these young corners eventually. So I mean, the earlier the better. So it's like, like I said, I thought Kelvin Joseph with the groin, he's gonna be out for 3 games, so we won't see him till after Philly. But Nahshon Wright, man, toss him out there because he needs to get the exposure. And Mike McCarthy mentioned this in an interview the other day, which really stuck out. He was like, "This is going to be a playoff type atmosphere on Thursday night.
Absolutely.
So that way, further down the road, these players shouldn't be spooked and out of their minds once we get to the playoffs and once we get in these big games, because you already played in a big game, your first NFL game. And so we'll be ready. It's just going to come down to coaching and scheme. And I feel like these players are going to step up. Like I said, we have our back to the wall, and I feel like this Cowboys team is going to fight.
Yeah, they play well when their back's against the wall. So
exactly.
We'll see. All right.
Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Call in today. Of course. Bye, honey.
All right. Cowboys.
Bye.
All right. What's up, Loke, bro? What's up, my hitter, man? You know what I'm saying? Hitter gang in the building. But yeah, I feel like, y'all, there's going to be a way. Like I said, it's going to come down to the scheme. It's not, if we're going to win it, I'll say this, and I'll stand on this. If we're going to win it, it's not going to be a sexy game. Right? You can play it ugly, just how Georgia played Clemson last night. It wasn't a sexy game, right? But you hit them in the mouth, you continue to put pressure, right? And you make it an ugly, slow down game. Now, check the weather report. I think it's a possibility of rain, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's going to kind of play to our advantage, because if we can make them one-dimensional and have to run the ball, that works in our favor. But, my biggest concern defensively, if our run defense isn't fixed and you have, Jones and Fournette, they're able to get the ball moving on the ground, it's going to be a long day because they can keep us off balance. And so, just like she just said, I believe this front four, and also not only the front four, but this front seven is going to play a lot better and a lot faster. And I feel like that's going to really work in our advantage, y'all. So, just relax. It's okay. Like, I know I was flipping out, y'all. I was ready to punch something, and people kept chiming in on Twitter. Y'all know how they do me on Twitter, man. Like, okay, I'm like, bro, it's Zack Martin. If you said Connor Williams was going to be out for a game, I'm like, okay, cool. It's Zack Martin. Like, I don't know how else I can say that. It's Zack Martin who's not going to be playing our opening game, and it's not due to health. It's, due to COVID. And it's like, all right, bro. But like everyone's been saying, it's next man up. Connor McGovern really has to step up and take this opportunity to run with it. Now, I saw someone comment in the chat, if Terrence Steele comes out, bruh. That's all I can say. If it's Terrence Steele, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. But I feel like right now, it's not as where I wanted to go in, but I feel like we're going to be okay just as long as Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore do not get too cute and they properly game plan to go in here to beat Tampa, make it ugly, and just get the win. What's up, my boy Banks in the building? What's up, bro? Mark P said, if we can win the battle with our defensive line, our linebackers and secondary play well, our defensive line is the key. Yeah. And another player that she didn't mention also is Brett Urban. I feel like Brett Urban, Bohanna, Watkins, like being in the interior, because I always talk about the offensive line. It's a chain, right? If you can break the center of that chain, right, it's going to open up a lot, because we already know DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory, they're going to come hauling off them edges. Micah Parsons, even Jordan Lewis, Jalen Smith, like coming off those edges, they're going to be great. We can't allow Tom Brady to step right up into the pocket and still make those throws. And so I feel like Bohanna and also Urban and also Watkins, they're able to get some type of pressure in the backfield. And also Osa. That can really help us with our pass rush, man. So you really got to be smart how you go about things. You can't come out and just blitz Tom Brady like crazy. It ain't going to work that way. Like, he's too cerebral, but you have to be able to get pressure with the front four. That's the most critical piece of getting Tom Brady rattled, because different blitz schemes, different things like that, he'll eventually pick up on it, man. So, but like I said, I feel like the one thing's going to surprise a lot of opponents that we play is that our team speed is a lot faster, bro. And once we get able to do that and really unleash Micah Parsons, it's going to be all good, man. Got a super chat from my guy Banks, man. We still beating the Bucs. Let's go. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. We on the whip now. We are in the whip. I am headed to Tampa. I'm leaving on Wednesday morning. There's no turning back now, y'all. We can't get scared. We can't get rattled. Now, granted, we got shaken up a little bit, but Cowboys fans, listen to me. Listen, Linda. We gotta ride. I get it. It's a lot going on that we wasn't prepared to deal with. We had no idea we'd be going into camp and our quarterback's gonna get some random baseball injury. We had no idea that COVID was just gonna hit our team and players are gonna be in and out and in and out. It's too late. We are in the roller coaster. They strapped us in. They already checked the latches. Hands up. We are going up the hill. It is time to ride, y'all. There's nothing we can do. Y'all. So I know a lot of Cowboys fans are getting scared. I'm not that type of Cowboys fan. I'm the type of Cowboys fan, even though we're limited, you want to shut me up? You're going to have to shut me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you dog walk me, okay, I'll give Tampa their flowers or whatever. We got dog walk, boom. And then right when we're preparing for the Chargers, I'll be right back talking again. That's just how I get down, man. But it's like, I just really wanted to go in fully loaded, and having Zack Martin now, it hurts. It hurts a lot, man. But we're at the point, there's a point of no return. You know, it's a point of no return. And that's where we're at with it, man. So shout out to my guy Remy with the super chat, man. I appreciate you, bro. I know losing Zach will impact, but how much do you think our interior can be effective for Zach and D? For Zeke and Dak? I feel like they will be okay. You know, like, yeah, I'm really not concerned. My biggest concern is Tyler, really, more over McGovern. You know, but now, like I said, there might be some situation where Suit and Ndamukong Suh might not even play on Thursday too, due to protocols. And so, you know, I feel like they'll be okay. Now, the only time where I'm really going to come and panic and go to full panic mode is if I'm sitting back and say, all right, La'el Collins isn't playing Thursday either. Then that's when it's like, bro, I'm out of options, y'all. I would really be out of options in that situation if La'el doesn't play, because I repeat, yo, I cannot watch another season of Terrence Steele out there on the field. I just can't. Like I said, sure, he's a great kid. Sure, he has tremendous upside and work ethic, whatever. He is just not ready, and not with my quarterback, Dak Prescott, standing back there. I'm not putting Dak through that. We saw what happened last year, not with Terrence Steele out there. So, you know, it is what it is, man. So, I mean, if something was to happen with Terrence Steele or with La'el Collins, I'm probably going either Brandon Knight, who hasn't looked the best, or you might have to get creative and maybe put Ty Nsekhe, who hasn't looked the best, over there. But I feel like Terrence Steele should be your last option at right tackle, to be quite honest with you. 'Cause I know Josh Ball is still on IR, so he's going to be out for a while. So, I don't know. Maybe you bring in Matt Farinock and you put him at right guard, and then you might, you know, you're going to have to get creative, man. But La'el, he's the last Infinity Stone, y'all. If we lose that and have to go to Terrence Steele, then it just is what it is. What's up, Lauren? Appreciate you. Tampa is human. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Silence the cannons. Let me get some silence the cannons in the chat, man. Go ahead, light it up, man. We silencing the cannons. We are going to find a way to win this game. Like I said, as long as I have my quarterback back there, I'm in the game, right? And that's how I feel about it. Like, as granted, as bad as things are seeing, if you give me Dak Prescott, I'm in the game. Right, I used to feel that way about Dez Bryant. Right, as long as I can look across the field and see Dez Bryant out there, I know we're going to compete. As long as I can look out there and see Dak Prescott on the field, and he's the Dak Prescott that we know, then we're going to be in the game. We should be okay. And so he's going to find a way to will us along this game. Now, it's going to be a tall ask. It's not going to be easy, but Dak Prescott's a competitor, and we're going to be okay. But if Terrence Steele's out there, man. How did Collins come out of practice today? So I think he did practice today. He had a full practice, so he did practice. I think Mike McCarthy. I haven't seen any reports thus far on how practice actually went. I'm pretty sure it was a very mild practice, nothing too intense. But I think La'el had a full day of practice. But you know, now, like I said, man, going back to the original comment, is like, with this whole COVID thing going on, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't take no more COVID news. I don't want no more COVID news. And I don't know why it's hitting us so hard in Dallas versus everywhere else. It just feels like everything is going. There we go, Lauren. Silence the cannon, silence the cannon, silence them damn cannons. Y'all, I am literally where me and SoFlo were sitting, we were right there in the end zones. And like the cannons are like a few rows above us. I cannot have those cannons blasting in my damn ear all damn night. Silence those damn cannons, man. And Micah Parsons, hold me down, bro. Against all odds, fam, and Dak I trust. And that's where I'm at with it. If you tell me, because I know I've been kind of skeptical, you know, this Dak injury and whatnot, but if you say, you know what, Tuck, Dak Prescott, he's 100%, he's ready to go, then all right, let's roll, let's ride. I'm standing by my quarterback, right? So if the Cowboys don't have, now, and here's what I want. I don't want the Cowboys to have to, you know, be precautious and, you know, protect. No, if Dak is ready to go, then you let Dak go and we'll just sort it out. You know, because I'm going to Tampa to win. That was my original thought, my original intent when this whole schedule's released. I feel like we can beat the Bucs. And even though we're limited and it's not going to be as sexy as I originally planned, I feel like there's a way we can still get it done. We just have to be more strategic in how we go about it. So, yeah, keep the questions coming, fam. Go ahead and call in. Like I said, it's just Sunday. I'm chilling. You guys are helping me, right? You know, I always say, like, you know, as a content creator, this isn't a show about me. And you guys are just like my therapist right now. You're helping me talk things through, you know, rationalize things, decompress, get ready. Because I was already, here's the crazy part about today. Salute to my guy Remy with another super chat. I believe our D-line will have Brady running for his life and our secondary will hold up. Yeah. Micah Parsons, it's time to turn up. I feel like Micah Parsons is kind of like that animal on the leash that we can be kind of showing, but now it's time for Dan Quinn to fully let him off, let him go, and just be at attack. If I'm Dan Quinn, I'm telling Micah Parsons, your only job tonight is to put Tom Brady in the dirt. That's all I want from you. Don't think, just go, react. You hit everything you see. See ball, get ball. That's it. That's your job. Go do that. And I feel like that's what he's going to do. And also, I feel like the same thing with Jalen Smith and also with LVE. We want to simplify things and just don't think too much. Don't overanalyze. Know your role. Go play your scheme and just go hit something, right? Go hit something. Oh, that's good, Alicia. Yeah, Brent Urban. Yeah, but he's a good addition as well. He's going to help, right? And I feel like, you know, DeMarcus Lawrence coming back as well, because just like Alicia mentioned, we have Randy Gregory back. You now have Osa. You now have, you know, DeMarcus Lawrence, Parsons, and other linebackers. You really can't just focus on double teaming DeMarcus Lawrence anymore. You have to be, and that's what Dan Quinn's scheme is really about, getting one-on-one matchups. And I'll take DeMarcus Lawrence one-on-one versus any tackle in the NFL. One-on-one. Double team's not the best, right? So I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence, he's going to be ready to go. He's going to rev things up. And we'll be okay. Let's see here. I think we will lean on the run game. So yeah, Jeff. Sorry, I'm you know, gotta pour me a cup of Sunday, man. You know, I'm off work tomorrow. I feel like when it comes to the run game, like I said, that's been the hot topic. But, you know, like, salute to my guy West Coast, run the damn ball. It's really not about running the ball. It's about touches for 21, right? Getting him touches, getting him in space, letting him just be active, that's what it's really about. Inside runs, outside runs, screens, flats, all sorts of things, man. All sorts of things. Just get him the ball and let Ezekiel Elliott and A&D, Tony Pollard, give them the ball and let them do best. We don't have to overcomplicate things, especially for this game. My guy Sauce, man, new subscriber, man, appreciate the support. He said, you going live during the game? Not during the game. Hell no, I'm not going live during the game out there, man. Y'all wouldn't even want to see me out there live. But I'm going live before the game with a lot of Cowboys fans, and I'm going live after the game, right? But not during the game. Heck nah, man. 22 personnel is going to be big in this game. Yeah, Alejandro, I said that as well. Like, I would like to see 2 tight ends. Now, here's the problem that we run into, y'all. We only have 2 tight ends. We only have 2 tight ends on the roster. So what happens if something was to happen and Jarwin gets nicked up or something like that? Has to go out for a little bit. Then we're only down to 1 tight end and no fullback. That's why I thought keeping Ralston on the roster would have been smart strategically, because you get a fullback and kind of a hybrid tight end by keeping Ralston on the game day roster. Like, but it's like, all right, because Sprinkle's not going to be on there. McKeon's going to be out for a while. So you really going into the game with 2 tight ends. But I feel like Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz are going to play a major factor on Thursday night. I feel like you have to. I feel like 2 tight end sets, and I know that's not Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore's thing. They like to go 11 personnel and have those 3 wide receivers out there pretty much a majority of the game. But to be able to have Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz out there, it helps with the seams. It helps with the red zone. It helps chipping in protection and block protection. And it also helps in the run game. And so we're going to have to find a way for those 2 to come out there and really contribute. And I think that Mike McCarthy is. Before the game, we can pull Sprinkles off the practice with the new COVID rules. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So see, now since Zack Martin's going to be out, who is going to be the guy that they pull back in? I feel like if they are, that's where they need to go. Because I feel like going into with just only 2 tight ends, no fullback, you might want to get one of those guys out there just in case of an emergency. Dak's going to have to Brady it out and get that ball out quick. Yeah. Quick throws, get Dak into a rhythm. That was the very first thing I said. You have to get Dak into a rhythm. I don't want Dak just peeling back, launching the ball down the field, holding the ball for too long. Just drop back, boom, there's Coop, you go do your thing. Boom, drop back, throw, CD, boom, go do your thing. Drop back, boom, gallop underneath, go do your thing, right? That's how you get Dak into a rhythm. And if you get Dak into a rhythm, it's going to really keep their defense off balance, man. Like, you got to keep Dak into a rhythm, get Zeke moving, get Pollard moving, man. That's how you really got to do it, bro. And so that's what I'm excited about. Lauren says, Dak and Zeke redemption season tour starts Thursday. Let's go. Silence the cannon. Shh. Now, granted, I'm not going to do that out there at the stadium, but we're going to silence them damn cannons. Hey, what's up, my guy Mike Poland, UK Cowboys in the house. Checking the analytics, best matchup in the entire game, Cowboys and the Bucs, is Lamb's matchup versus the slot. Huge. Would send over the numbers, bro. All right, appreciate you. Yeah, hit me with those numbers, man. But yeah, I feel like if we're gonna look at who's the weak points when it comes to this Tampa Bay's defense, it's definitely the corners in their secondary. And that's where we have to attack, like I said, but it has to be strategic about it. Because you go back and watch the Super Bowl, what happened? Andy Reid and the Chiefs, they got too damn cute. But think about it. As bad as things were in the Super Bowl, who was eating offensively for the Chiefs? It was Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was still eating, right? Because the seam routes and the underneath routes, they're wide open with the tight end. You got to have a dynamic tight end, which we do have. I feel like Dalton Schultz or Blake Jarwin can do it. But like the cover 2, it opens up in the middle because those 2 safeties, they go out over the top. Right? I don't have my play-by-play, but I can show you. Those 2 safeties, typically, they go over the top, and it leaves the middle of the field wide open, and that is where either the slot wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb or it'll possibly be Cooper, but also Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin really have the opportunity to really have an impact in the game. Let's see here. They are just previewing the NFC Championship, right? Yeah, it was getting ready. It is what it is. And then we'll come back in January, fully loaded and ready to go. But like I said, my expectations, y'all, is to win this game on Thursday. I'm not backing down from that. It's been my sentiments when the schedule was announced. It's the reason why, as soon as it's announced, it was like Tampa. It was like, boom, we play in Tampa, and here it is. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find the tweet for y'all, man. Hold on, let me find the tweet, man, before y'all. But that has been my focus since the actual schedule was released. Like, let's go and beat Tampa. Like, I'm not afraid of Tampa by any stretch of the imagination. But like, I'll say it again, I just respect them, and I know that with all the situations going on right now, it's going to be a difficult task, but we still have to find a way to make things happen and get the job done. So Mike asks, who gets more sacks, Gregory, Tank, or Osa? Are you saying in the season, Mike, or just in the game? Because in the game, I probably would say Gregory. Season, I would say Parsons. I feel like so in the game, I feel like Randy Gregory is going to have the most sacks. I feel like Randy Gregory versus Tampa, he's going to, because like I said, Randy Gregory has had an outstanding camp, and I feel like him getting that one-on-one coverage, protection-wise, he's going to be able to really be outstanding, especially if they do start double-teaming, right? So I feel like it's either going to come down between Randy Gregory or also Micah Parsons. Yeah, Alejandro, man. So you mentioned special teams, right? Special teams. It's really a concern of mine, and I want to say it from this aspect. Special teams concerns me because of Greg the Leg and the back injury, right? And it's like, man, he was already kind of iffy. He was already iffy as is last year with the back injury. I mean, without the back injury. But now, you know what I'm saying? You never know. And a kicker, legs, back, like it really never adds up, man. And so I'm really worried about Greg Zuerlein, as far as his kicking ability is concerned, going into that game as well. But like I said, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, he's going to be that guy when it really comes down to it. So it's like, all right, so Greg the Leg it is, man. But, we'll have to see how things work out. So, but here's also things, man. I feel like they're going to try to get cute. There's probably going to be a few fake punts. All that stuff's kind of going on. So like, you prepare yourself for it to kind of get cute, to kind of want to get tricky and be sneaky and go for it on fourth down. I feel like the Cowboys are going to be extremely aggressive this game, and they're going to want to do that but now this year, y'all, I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for it. Last year, I wasn't prepared for it, going for it on fourth down and doing the fake punts and all different things going on, because we went from extremely conservative Jason Garrett to just anarchy. You know what I'm saying? So, for me as a Cowboys fan, like especially that first game we went for it and CeeDee Lamb ran the shallow crossing route and he ran it short, I was just like, bro, just take the field goal. Because that's how Jason Garrett kind of molded us Cowboys fans. Going into Tampa, I feel like we're going to be fully aggressive, just going after it. And I'm prepared for it, man. So here you guys go. Here, I found the tweet. Check the date, man. Check the dates, man. I don't lie. I don't delete no tweets. And so I said, I dare the Bucs to play that cover 2 deep and try to rush the 4 against us with our O-line and our quarterback back. That was in February. That was on February 10th of last year after the Super Bowl. Right? So I've been warning the Bucs. If you follow me closely on my channel, I wanted Kansas City this game. Now, luckily for me, it's not this game because I need to beat the Chiefs because I live here in Kansas City. But yeah, I was completely, I wanted a primetime mega matchup out the gate with Dak Prescott back and also our offensive line. But I didn't know that Zack Martin was going to be out due to COVID protocol. Y'all didn't tell me all that, so it's like, all right, it is what it is. I salute to the lunatic in the house, man. Appreciate you, my guy, with the super chat. He says 70 hurts, but 11 and 94 second TB12 hurts more. Dallas Cowboys for life. And here's the thing, y'all. Check this scenario. What if, imagine the storylines, what if it's actually the Dallas Cowboys defense that wins this game for us? I don't think that's too far stretched to think that. Because just like we've been mentioning, the element of surprise, the team speed, a lot of these players you really don't have film on, I feel like there's a huge possibility we can be walking out of Thursday night and be like, dang, the defense saved our butts this game. Because if they're able to get turnovers, if they're able to make things happen, get sacks, force turnovers, get 3 and outs, contain the run, make Tampa one-dimensional, that plays to our favor. It plays to our favor. It plays to our favor. And I feel like we should be okay if that happens. Now, if Tampa's, like I said earlier, if they're able to run the ball down our throat and we still can't stop the damn run, then it is, so it is what it is. But I feel like with this defense, what we have in-house, y'all, we should be okay. Losing Zack Martin, it hurts. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here in front and act like everything is perfectly fine because you have to be realistic. Like I said, I owe you guys the realism. That's why you guys follow me It's the realism. But I'm not saying we can't win this game. It's over. You know, like, all right, it sucks. It sucks bad. But there's still an opportunity to win this game. And it's really going to lie on Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott to get the job done. And I believe 2-1-4 is going to carry us on Thursday night. I feel like they know what they got to do. They know what really relies on there, and it's going to be heavily on their shoulders. I feel like they can really hold us down, man, and I feel like we're going to be okay, man. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in, all the support, all the donations, man, all the new subscribers. I definitely rock with everybody. I cannot do this without you guys. Like I said, this is not about me. It's not the J Tuck show, right? It's not named the J Tuck Sports Channel or the J Tuck. No, it's Cowboys fans only, even though we have some Eagles fans come in and also some other people come in. And, you know, but it's about us as a community coming together, rallying together, sticking together, repping together, and getting our team prepared for battle on Thursday night, man, to go win this game. And I feel like we can do that. We're not going to back down, y'all. I'm not going to let y'all back down. If you're in the whip with me, you're riding with me. If you CFO gang, you follow my channel. We are not about to go to Tampa afraid. We're about to ride, and it is what it is. Like, if you kick my butt, you kick my butt. But you're going to have to prove that first. Right, so it is what it is. Y'all gonna see me charged up on game day. Y'all gonna see me out there in Tampa. I'm gonna be starred up. I'm gonna be repping. I'm gonna be repping with all my Cowboys fans. I'm gonna be loud. I'm gonna be cheering my squad on. And do not let me walk out of Raymond James Stadium with the win, because it's gonna be lit. Y'all know how I get down, man, but we're not backing down right now. Silence the damn cannons begins now, man. I appreciate all y'all support, man. Comment, like, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell to stay updated with all CFO content. Also, follow me on Twitter at JTuck151. And go to CowboysFansOnly.com to get your official CFO merch. I appreciate all the support. And use the code, Lauren, what's that code? CFO gang to get 10% off, man. I do that for y'all because, like I said, it's not about me. It's about us, man. It's your boy J Tuck. I got to go get ready for a game, y'all. Gotta get ready for a game. Florida State time, man. It is what it is. We gotta beat Notre Dame. I'm getting excited about that, man. But I want to chop on, talk to our family, man, and get ready. It's sad news about Zack Martin. Hopefully, this is the it that we hear about COVID. But we still gotta rally. We still gotta make things happen, man, and get to Tampa and get out with this victory, man. So I want everybody to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace out.